Morning, everyone. I want to thank everyone for being here today and for coming. Please bow your head for prayer. Dear God, I want to thank you for all these amazing people who were able to show up, and I want to thank you for the safe travels. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for this amazing class and these amazing last 4 years. I know, we've still got some time to go, but they really have been awesome so far. So thank you for that blessing. Amen.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. So we have kind of a weird, I wouldn't call it a tradition, but we've done it for the past 5 years in a row. So let's call it a tradition. A weird little thing that we do here for Sabbath school, whether it's senior recognition or if it's for alumni Sabbath, sometimes we do that, and then a lot of times for graduation. And that is we kind of do this little popcorn type question and answer session where we interview our seniors or different students that we have for different events. And so that's what we're going to be doing today, this morning. And so first off, I am Mark Waterhouse. I've been their sponsor now for all 4 years. We actually started off freshman year with Mrs. Fitting. She was my co-sponsor, and then she ditched us. No, she didn't ditch us. So, there were some different. I don't know why she left. Actually, does anyone know? Do you know? Might have been because the principal said you need to go over here. Anyway, the last time I was a sponsor for a senior class. It was me and some administrative people, and it was very difficult to get a lot of things accomplished because I'm not the most organized person in the world. So for the past 3 years, we've had Mrs. Hastings, who conveniently left right out in the lobby when she heard me talking. So she's really kind of kept things organized here. It's really, really nice to have her for the past 3 years. But anyway, so we're kind of a little bit of a hybrid class from Mrs. Fitting and then Mrs. Hastings and myself. So we have had the privilege of watching these kids grow up for 3.5 years, I guess. And anyway, it's been very fun. We've had, like Josh said last night in his little sermonette, we had about four students, was it, that you said have come and gone in our class here? It might have been 5, yeah. And so it's very nice. We very much miss them all. But yeah, these are the ones that remain. And so, yay for them. But here's the problem. A lot of times we know who they are. For example, my daughter is here, and so I tend to know her very well. Some days, though, I am very surprised at what happens. But my daughter graduated from Caldwell Elementary School 4 years ago, along with Mason and Michael and Debbie, who is not a part of this class anymore, but still here. And so anyway, I kind of know those 4 very well because I watched them from 2nd grade or 1st grade, I guess, when Jenna arrived, and all the way through. And so I've seen those boys and girls interact with each other and all the fights when Jenna comes home crying over whatnot. And anyway, so I know that there's a lot of backstories there, but she loves it when I talk about her. But then over the last 4 years, I've gotten to know everyone else. However, our spiritual vice, Miss Lacey here, has gone on the internet and found some questions for us to kind of interview these seniors. And these questions, some of them, I looked at them and they're really weird. But hey, there's nothing better to figure out the seniors a little bit more than to ask them some questions. Some are serious, some are not. I know that Sabbath school traditionally is a nice theologically heavy meat part of our worship service. This morning might not be as much, but I think senior recognition, really what we're interested in is we're interested in getting to know these seniors. And let's be honest, I do tell them because a lot of times the seniors are not interested in all these little programs. They're like, why can't we just get our diploma and go? And I'm like, no, senior recognition and graduation are not about you. They're about your parents that have paid thousands of dollars to get you here, and so it's really about us. So you guys just have to answer the questions and do what we tell you. All right. So I have a a lovely basket here of just random questions that we're going to kind of pull out of the hat, even though it's a basket. Question number 1, and do you guys have microphones? No, you don't. So I'm going to pull off some red and yellow. All right, so question number 1 here. If you had a robot to help you with school, but it could only do one task, what would it do? Okay, I did see Fred's hand first, so we're going to go with the Frederick and then Sela.
I would say math.
Would you like to expand on this, Fred?
I need metaphorical hand-holding. I can't math, so I need help. And Waterhouse isn't always available, so
Well,
it's nice to have help.
you apparently can't English either, because when math is a verb, that's a problem. Actually, it is really funny. I've had Fred for obviously 3.5 years now in math, and he'll come into my room and he's like, Mr. Waterhouse, I need some metaphorical hand-holding, which is code for this problem has words in it, and I don't do words. So we call those story problems. I have a cartoon in my classroom that says, it was by Gary Larson. It says Hell's Library. So if you go down to Hell, every single book that you could check out from Hell's Library is story problems, a book of story problems. So yeah, that is the bane of Fred's existence. So very good. Sela.
I would choose government because, Hi, Mrs. Fitting.
Remember, you guys have not received your first semester scores yet, so.
Well, very recently I have not been doing well on the tests, and I would really, really need help with that. So, yeah.
All right, very, very good. Okay, Jenna.
I would say that I wouldn't actually choose it to help me with the subject, but I would just have a robot there to like supply me with snacks all the time.
Okay, so like a butler
Yes,
robot.
like a butler. There we go.
Okay.
Just because, yeah, why not?
Wow.
Like a vending machine.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, very, very good. All right, next question. It is actually fascinating listening to some of their responses, because you think you know someone after spending 4 to 8 years with somebody, and then nope. What item from childhood have you held on to through high school, and what value does it have for you? All right, I just looked over and saw the brandy.
In kindergarten, that guy right there gave me a teddy bear.
Aw.
And he was my first friend, so I held on to it. Michael.
That guy. I'm glad you
That guy,
remember his name.
Michael.
That's always important.
So he was my first friend. He gave me a teddy bear, and it's still in my room.
That's pretty awesome. That's good to know. All right, I see the lily.
So mine is actually also a teddy bear, and it was from my grandma when I first got adopted. She gave me a teddy bear that she bought from the hospital that I was born in, and so I've had that since I was a little kid.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Anyone else? I see just the ladies here. We'll go with the Lacey. Hold on to things. Guys, throw them away.
Well, I have a couple, but I'll just go with this one. My grandma made me a Tasmanian devil blanket that's all red, and my favorite color was red. And when I was little, I always, one night I had a bad dream, but I didn't have the blanket, so after that I assumed I would have a bad dream if I didn't have the blanket, so I needed the blanket. And so I've just kept it because it's just a fun reminder of my childhood.
Huh. That's cool. I feel like she made the Tasmanian devil blanket for a reason. I think there must be a story behind that, which we don't need to discuss now. Yes, Eli.
So mine is also a teddy bear. When I was younger, I had to go get surgery on my throat because there was anyways. And so I went in. It was a big long thing. We had to drive to Portland 4 or 5 different times. Anyways, eventually it starts getting better, and my grandma got me a white husky teddy bear type thing. Sad thing was, I got food poisoning that night, and so just gonna leave it at that.
I'm confused. Did you eat the teddy bear? Don't answer that. All right. I think that's it for that question. All right. Random question number 3. What is your favorite sport to play? All right, favorite sport to play. I saw Mason first. And then we'll go with Brandy and then Lacey.
Basketball.
Oh, excellent.
Because it's
Because it's fun. Yeah. It's funny in class. We can't get him to shut up.
Yeah.
No, he's a man of few words. Yes, Brandy.
Volleyball. I only played this last year, but the team, like all the girls on the team, are just like, they get so close and it becomes like a second family.
That is very true. I saw that this year. That was awesome. Lacey.
Mine would also be volleyball. It's just a really fun sport. You don't realize how fun it is until you're in the middle of a game and you're literally diving for balls. And you feel pretty cool when you can get a ball up in the air from diving.
Yeah.
I do anyways.
No, it's amazing. You will not dive normally. I mean, if somebody drops a drink or someone's falling in the middle of the hall, you're not going to dive to catch him. But in a game, booyah! Yeah, it is amazing what you'll do for that sport. All right, Jenna, and then Eli.
I would just like to add on to what Lacey said, Lacey and Brandy actually. The bruises you get from volleyball, they're amazing. They're so, you become proud of your bruises. So it's just so much fun.
Okay, so adding on to what Brandy, Jenna, and Lacey said, also volleyball, just because like when there's that one person on the other team that's just so like good at blocking or like getting whatever's going on, and you finally get it on them, like you score, it just feels so good.
That's really cool. I'm a little offended that nobody said hockey. But that's all right.
What's hockey?
Jesus still loves you guys. Jesus still loves you. All right. Let's go on to the next one. All right. How would you spend a rainy day? How would you spend a rainy day? Eli was definitely first on that one.
Dancing in the rain.
Oh.
Doesn't matter what music, doesn't matter if music is playing, dancing in the rain.
Not singing in the rain?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe, but dancing.
Okay. The adults will understand. Let's see, Lacey, and then I see a Fred. Was there anyone else over there?
So I tend to really like reading books. So mine would probably be reading a book in front of a fireplace. Nice.
All right.
I'm one of those weird guys that gets really happy when it rains. So
Yeah.
I like to be outside in the rain, and it just makes me happy.
Yes. And then
I'm not
Mason.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably just spend it sleeping or watching TV, which to me sounds like a very great day. So I would not be mad about that at all.
So, frolicking. Yeah. Yeah. It's basically when you just like flail like really crazily. I don't know if that's a word, but like you just like, and you're just out in like the water, the rain, and it's just amazing.
You think he's joking, but he's not. Was there another hand? Oh, yes, Eli.
Also jumping in puddles. I know it's childish, but it's so fun. You just, just.
Every once in a while, adults have to jump in puddles too. So, yeah, I would agree with that. All right. Next question. Would you prefer to read a book, see a movie, or attend a theater performance? Be careful, we're in church. And why? Yes, sir.
Okay, theater performance, because I just love acting and like theater and all that so much, because like you're right there with the actual performance. Like if it's a good play or good actors, they know how to engage the audience and keep them engaged throughout whatever is going on. And so it's kind of like you almost form that sort of bond with that like group of people, you know? And so when your favorite character dies, it's like, oh, well, that was tragic and I'm going to be traumatized forever, but whatever, it's a play.
Lily.
I would also say theater performance because I really love musicals, and they're really fun to like listen to, and you get excited about the music and the plot of the story, and it's like, yes.
Movies, because I love movies, and movies are amazing. They're the best.
Mine would probably be books again, because I like imagining what the characters look like and putting myself in the main character's point of view. In a movie, you can't imagine what the characters look like because they already have an image.
That's what I've been told. But I don't read books. Yes, Brandy, sorry.
Mine would also be a theater performance because you can like physically see how much effort they put in, and on the off chance that they mess up, it's really funny.
That's awesome. All right. Next question. If you could look back at the end of the year, how would you like to describe a successful year? What advice would you give yourself to make it an even better year from now on? I saw Lily, and then we'll go with Michael.
So are you meaning like last year or like this coming year?
Let's do this year and
This
the
year?
rest of this year.
Okay. So if I were to like skip to the future to the end of this year, I would probably be like, what were you doing? Because I feel like our whole class can probably relate to this, but like at the beginning of the year, we were like all excited to be seniors. And then we realized how much homework is involved in that. And so probably just like, what are you doing? Why are you not doing your homework on time? And like,
You too.
I'm dying. Sorry. Okay. Apologies. I'm quite sick right now, but what I would say is probably do your homework because you have to, and just like you got to graduate and kind of like, hey. But yeah, and definitely like just bond with your friends and like your class because you're gonna have them for the whole year. So yeah.
Eli.
So actually, nearly similarly to what Michael said, I'd probably lie to myself. I'd be like, hey, by the way, you failed this year because you didn't do enough homework, to get me motivated. So that's one way. And then also, like he was saying, like, I keep thinking a lot about, like, oh yeah, this is the last year. Like, hopefully I'll see a lot of these people again, but I don't know for sure, And I think that a lot, and I think, yeah, I need to, like, hang out with them more and, like, go and do stuff. But I have a hard time making that thought a reality, I guess. And so I'd go back and say, hey, like, start doing. You think all these different things, but you need to actually start acting upon it.
And just so the audience knows, he is going to be a future philosopher, and I will read his book and not understand a thing, but he is very deep with his thoughts. Yes, Jenna, and then Brandy.
I would say just kind of get involved in everything that you can. You may think it's very stressful at the moment being involved in so much stuff, but looking back, you will not regret taking all those chances and just getting involved as much as you can because it'll make you much happier in the end. So.
Jenna kind of stole mine.
Excellent.
I've been kind of doing this since the beginning of the year, is like going to as many things as possible while still trying to get my homework done, which totally works. But yeah, just like going out and like actually spending time with your class because you don't know if you will see each other after graduation, even though I hope we all stay in contact. Yes? No? Okay. Oh, jeez.
Mason.
I don't really remember the question, but what I do remember, well, I don't know, but I would say like set your priorities, and my priorities the past few years have been like friends and sports and not really school. So like I would say probably make school more of a priority than what I have so far.
Well, I do think that you seniors, it'd be great if you could give this knowledge earlier on to some freshmen and sophomores and stuff. But it is actually a big life lesson to understand how to balance your work and your leisure activity and your family. It is very, very tricky. So, yeah.
Another one would be not every gut feeling is truth. Like, I've been through a lot of different stuff, a lot of different situations. That's not what we're here for. But, as everything starts happening, you start to get a little more paranoid, I guess. You start thinking, well, this happened in the past, so why wouldn't it happen now? Well, because now is different, and you have to realize that, and you have to take that into consideration. You can't just assume that everything's going to fail because it feels like it might. You got to take that risk.
I understood most of that. But again, his philosophical knowledge is way above mine. I'm good with math. X equals 4. So yeah, no, he's been doing that for 4 years. I've struggled to understand Eli. But yeah, what a gift he has. Next question, guys. Describe your perfect day from start to finish. Let it marinate.
Nope.
Eli.
Okay, so we wake up, right? And there's like the little pitter patter of rain on the tent. You wake up, you go start your little fire. You know, it's just drizzling. It's a little cool, but that fire's gonna keep you nice and toasty. And then you get to like cook over the fire and everything. And then you just get to like hike in the nice little rain. And then you like walk along the beach, and it's just beautiful. You find some pretty shells. You go back, make some dinner over that campfire, go to sleep. It's a lovely day.
Sounds a lot like senior survival.
Really? Coincidentally,
That's
yeah,
really
right?
good. I like that. If you guys here have not seen, there's a lot of pictures outside on the, is the TV on? I didn't even check this morning. Oh, good.
It's on.
Okay. We tried to show a little showcase of the seniors from this, up to this year so far. And the biggest event that they've had is senior survival for 5 days or something like that. So they had a lot of fun up there. Who was next? Brandy has the mic.
Mine's pretty similar to Eli's. It would be senior survival, just minus the stress. Yeah.
It is fun to actually see, you know, you've got the guys' camp and you got the girls' camp. At our girls' camp, an hour before any other girl got up, you had Lacey getting up, getting a fire ready so that when the Valley girls wake up, they got somewhere to go warm up. So Lacey has the reputation of a mother for that reason. So yeah, she took care of those girls. So yeah. Yeah. Versus the guys' camp, they were eating food with a hatchet. So
While other guys' camps were making like gourmet dishes with dough, cheese, and chicken, so.
Whoa, I don't know where you got that from. Okay, I saw Mason next after Lacey, and then we'll go back to the Brandy.
It's just like a little side thing
okay.
about senior survival. Don't let Mason cook, please. That's all.
All right, Lacey and then Mason.
Okay, mine would probably be four-wheeler riding up in the hills with my family, stopping in a meadow somewhere, like shooting guns, spending time, and then coming back home and just reading a book and then going to bed.
I had you up till reading a book.
All right, so I would go to sleep early the night before and wake up really early, and then while it's still dark out, I would go longboarding and with like a bunch of friends, and then the sun would rise, and then we would just chill there for a bit, and then we'd go have breakfast, and then it would be really cool, and then we would just I forgot the rest, but like what happens next, but like I made this into a journal for English class, but I don't remember. And so then after that, we would just like go like skydiving or some crazy thing, I don't know, and then later at night, I would like go with my family to a Denver Broncos game, and they would win. And then I would be able to meet people on the field, and it would be awesome.
So I guess they'd have to be playing the Lions.
Oh!
All right. Before we get in any riots here. All right. This one only has one correct answer. What is your favorite season and why? Ooh. Unfortunately, I'm staring at Brandy, so I always see her hand go up first. So we're just going to go with Brandy.
Winter, as soon as the snow is actually on the ground. Because if the snow's on the ground, not on the ground, because then it's just cold and not fun. Because during the winter, you can go swimming in an indoor pool, and
We're good.
And you can go snowboarding like the next day. So, the two best things in the world all
Excellent.
at once.
You can pass my class. Okay, let's just go down the row. Eli?
Okay, not all of spring, well, actually kind of, but like especially those first couple weeks because, well, so what ends up happening is because like it's raining and everything and all the flowers are blooming, but the rain keeps down the pollen, so my allergies don't act up a whole lot, but it's still so beautiful and it smells amazing and like the air is just so clean and fresh and I don't know, I wake up in the morning in spring and I'm like, yeah, today's gonna be a good day.
Lily?
You're gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say fall.
Oh, I love fall too. You're okay. You're okay.
Because like the leaves are so pretty when they're falling and like everything's like orange and brown and like super gorgeous and it's great for pictures. And like it's not like freezing like winter where you have to have a coat, but it's also not like summer where you get wear your like tank tops all the time. So you're just like right in the middle where you can wear like sweatshirts all the time. And that's like my favorite outfit idea. So yeah.
Who was over here? It was Michael. Michael's response got stolen, but we want to listen to Michael talk anyway, so it's okay. After Josh.
Oh, so I'm going first before him? Then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Well, you're not going to like me for this one, but I'm going to say summer. Because summer is nice and warm, and you can do a lot of stuff on the water, which is what I like to do a lot of the time. So,
You can do
summer.
stuff on the water in winter. It's just frozen water.
Yeah, you can't go skiing on the water in winter.
You shouldn't go skiing on the water. All right, let's go with the Michael. Hand it down to Michael. It's okay if it was already stolen.
What I was going to say was just like that first couple months in spring, because it's like once you kind of like you're like coming off of winter, so it doesn't feel as cold, so you can just wear like short sleeve stuff, and it's like 40 degrees outside, and it's really nice and stuff like that. So I just really enjoy like the like almost after you've just been like accustomed to the cold, now you're kind of getting warmed up, and it's just really nice.
Excellent. I see Eli's hand again. You will notice from Sabbath school this morning which one of our students tend to talk a lot in class and
It's
which
true.
ones don't. I'll let you take a guess.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Also, so spring is amazing. That takes second compared to summer because Camp Ida Haven is over the summer and camp is home.
That's why we go there in winter. Yes, Mason.
All right, I'm torn between fall and winter, but I've always loved winter because you can like whitewash people and like skiing and
All right, next question.
you know.
That took a weird turn. All right, the next one is only for Andrew. I'm just kidding, it's not. But he hasn't talked yet, so. Or have you? No, he hasn't. Haha. I told him I keep track of who doesn't talk. This question is, again, for everyone. Are pets better than humans?
Yes, because,
Yes.
well, they fight back, but they don't, like,
Overpower you?
well, yeah, exactly.
They don't sass you unless you have a cat, then they do.
Yes, Lily.
I know most people are thinking like traditional pets like dog, cat, parrot, I don't know. But when I think of pets, I think of things like ferrets and like cute little fluffy animals that are just like super adorable and want to cuddle you all the time. And when you think of people, they're not that adorable and they don't want to cuddle you all the time. But pets are kind of awesome because like they're always there for you when you're sad and like they don't have to talk back. You can rant to your animal and they won't say a thing, but if you rant to someone, they're just like, they talk the whole time.
Huh. That was actually very insightful. Josh.
Can't hear me without the mic. I would say humans because I can actually, have a conversation with someone versus like I go up to my dog and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Silence, so I'd say human.
Mine would probably have to be dogs and pets would be better because they're just there and they're always happy to see you no matter what, at your worst or best, they're always there, ready to make you feel better.
I would say humans, but when it comes down to it, my cat won't ever say all my secrets.
See, I'm learning a lot. 4 years and I did not know those things. So, Brandy and then the Eli. Oh, sorry, I should have done it backwards.
I would say humans because when I think about like my favorite memories here, it's not with my cats, it's with these people. So, yeah.
Okay, so kind of like what Lily said, like about traditional pets. So I was always the kid who would my grandparents lived out in the woods, by the way, so I'd find salamanders and bugs and stuff and stick them in jars and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love you forever, and then it would die overnight or something. But it still made me really happy. They were awesome pets. Larry, Jerry, and Terry, they were so cool. But So pets, by the way. That was
Pets,
the
okay.
answer.
Pets, because you can kill them and they'll still be your friend. That's what I got. Ooh.
I at least buried them.
All right. Next question. What is something that you have in common with the person next to you? I guess next could be either left or right. Somebody take the microphone from Eli. Oh.
Wait, so you have nothing in common with either person beside you?
Okay, so me and Jenna haven't always been like the closest. You know, this is the closest we've been actually, physically and, you know, like friendship-wise. But over these last couple of months, I've realized me and Jenna are both very sassy. And so like something will happen and we'll just glance at it like that. Actually, I handed her the mic and she just like, it was awesome. So we're both like pretty sassy towards one another sometimes. It's just a good time. And then also she's pretty silly, so.
Oh, it's going.
So, I'm going to go with Michael. Yes, you. Anyway, so I think that me and Michael have a lot in common because we both really like musicals. We both will sing our hearts out in the caf while we're working, even if we don't sound the best sometimes, me specifically. But we do sing our hearts out, and it's really fun. And we both just really enjoy hanging out with people sometimes. But we both get socially drained too, so yeah.
I'm gonna go with Fred because, well, there's no one on the other side of me. So, Fred.
You'd say Waterhouse.
We both really like Marvel, and we both really like basically all the same stuff. So, we're very similar.
Marvel. I used to love Marvel. Then I met this class. Oh, man, I've been marveled out. That's pretty cool. All right. Next question. Who wears the craziest clothes? Ooh, wow. Was not anticipating that. Okay, I did tell the seniors that if I see a lot of hands go up, I'm always going to pick the quietest person first. So, Andrew? Andrew's expecting the mic.
Definitely Mason. He wears some wacky stuff sometimes. Pretty much every day, I guess, but some wacky colors and stuff.
It's not every day you see a guy come into class with swimming trunks on.
All right, next is Sela.
I would like to clarify, they weren't just regular swim trunks. They were flamingo swim trunks, and they were bright teal. So, yeah.
And my pineapple ones. Can't forget those either.
He also has, like, the flamingo swim trunks and then a flamingo sweatshirt, and the colors just don't match. Oh, and the flamingo socks.
Okay, sorry. Two of my favorite outfits from Mason's. So, like he said, the pineapple swim trunks, right? He's also got a pineapple button-up shirt. And so he walks into class, and like I see the shirt, I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice. And then he walks around the table, and it's just swim trunks. The other one is like the bright blue flamingo swim trunks, and then like a super bright green sweatshirt. They clash so badly, but it looks so interesting.
All right, Brandy.
I have never met someone so open to be wearing salmon on a regular basis.
Is that Mason still? Okay.
Yes, it's still Mason.
We also got the red shoes, too.
All right, so that was the Mason part of our
I
discussion.
have red
No,
slippers.
we're not done with the Mason part.
I have
Okay.
red slippers that.
You go.
I have red slippers. Thank you.
Okay, on these red slippers, I show up to practice last night. Everyone's like dressed all nice. He's over here in like bright red Adidas sweatpants, like a red hoodie, and then I look down and it's like these red Champion slippers with a zipper right down the middle. I'm like, Mason, what are you doing?
All right, that was enlightening. Faculty, by the way, those are now swim shorts, so now he has to change. They actually follow our dress code, but not anymore. Next one. If you could have any flavor of ice cream, what would it be and why? All right, Josh.
I think the flavor would be technically named America.
I have never heard of that. What is that?
I don't know.
Is it just like red, white, and blue?
Yep, it'd just
Okay.
be red, white, and blue. It'd be the taste of red, white, and blue.
All right. Bruce Springsteen. Excellent. Let's go with the Michael.
I would have to go with like a sorbet watermelon Jolly Rancher kind of flavor. Yeah, just like the watermelon flavor.
All right. Eli.
So,
No, 4 words or less.
no, because it says explain why. The ice cream store in my hometown used to be Charlie's Ice Cream or whatever, and so the main guy actually died, but before that, they had gummy bear ice cream, and it was so good. The ice cream just tasted phenomenal. But when the new people got it, they got rid of it, and I can't find it anywhere. And it makes me so sad, but it was so good.
I kind of get a lot of hate for liking this flavor, but pistachio.
Oh, I love
Anyone?
it. It's delicious.
I've told 3 people that, and they're like, ew, you like pistachio? I'm like, what? You guys seriously underestimate how good this flavor is. It's amazing. Just letting you guys know.
Brandy.
Okay, so Baskin Robbins had this one seasonal flavor that they did for 1 year, and it never came back. And it was the eggnog ice cream, and it was actually so good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been down to California, a place called Gilroy. They have the Gilroy Garlic Festival there, and I actually had garlic ice cream, and it was really good. It sounds like it'd be awful, but it was really good. Of course, I love garlic, so. However, and then people avoid you for the next 4 to 6 hours. All right. Next question, guys. Of all the things you are currently learning, what do you think will be the most useful when you are an adult? Jenna.
Well, as far as my career goes, I would say the sciences that I've learned, especially A&P. But as far as everything else in the world, I would definitely say Bible. The things that Pastor ever talks to us about is really gonna affect us later in life. So yeah.
Michael, yes, sorry.
Yeah. Right now I'm in a class called STEM class, which we're doing a lot of computer stuff and learning binary and stuff like that. And I want to go into something like that, coding and stuff like that. So I think that will just impact my career the most. It's been a lot of fun.
Love it. Yes, Eli.
So, you'll need math at times, you'll need Bible at times. But, sorry, I'm going to take this deep if that's okay. You will need all these different classes at one point in your life, yeah, but the most important thing I've been learning this year, especially over senior survival, trying to figure out what I'm doing with my future, just in general, is you can't take the people around you for granted. There's going to be so much going on, but you need to have those anchors in your life that really bring you back to reality and can, just help you get through it. And so I guess what I've been learning a lot this year is accept the people around you for who they are so that they'll do the same.
So for me, I would probably have to say Bible too, because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So I don't know what class would actually benefit me. So Bible, though, the knowledge you've learned from it and the growth you gain from having that class and having your Christian faith grow stronger, you can take that with you the whole entire life, and it's always there for you. And so that's a big help.
I'm probably going to say speech class because communicating is really, really important.
I'm also going to say Bible because when I first came to Gem State, all I knew was if you believe, you will be saved, and that's it. And I don't know if you guys know my brother, but he really likes debating the Bible with other people. And about a few months ago, at the end of my junior year, I was able to actually have a real conversation back and forth with him, which to him probably was a normal conversation. To me, it was oh my gosh, I actually learned something.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you're never wrong with saying the Bible or Bible class, so never wrong with that. I always tried to argue with Pastor Jeff, our previous pastor, about which class was the most important, and he's like, you can't argue with Bible. There's nothing. It's always the most important. I'm like, come on, man. So he's like, nope, you're arguing with God, essentially. And I'm like, no, ridiculous. But unfortunately, that is correct. Not unfortunately, fortunately. What is one thing that has made you laugh recently? Lily.
Mainly my class, like just in general. Like all of the people in my class make me laugh so much. Like Lacey, she's hilarious. When she first got here, I thought that she was like this quiet little shy girl that like stay in her room and read books. But she is so funny and so sweet, and like there's so many other people in our class. I could go down the whole list, but like there are so many people that make me laugh, and it's great.
Okay. So for me, it was probably the other day, well, yesterday, my family showed up, and my sister surprised me. I didn't know she was coming. Anyway, so they were sitting, my mom and my grandma were sitting in the chairs while my grandma was walking towards me to give me a hug. Well, I was really excited because I knew grandma was coming, but I didn't know my sister, so I was going to go give her a hug first and then give my grandma a hug. She didn't like that. She almost tackled me whenever she's like, no, she like reached her arm around, like snagged my neck, making me give me a hug. Yeah. We both almost fell, and I was laughing at that.
So half of these answers, and then also Fred's story last night was just phenomenal.
So I had a dream recently that solved an answer to a problem I was having in real life. So it was a very insignificant problem, but it still made me really happy. So.
I actually have two. Yesterday, Fred's speech was absolutely phenomenal.
Fred's like, yep.
And I don't know if you guys saw the photo out in the lobby on one of the TVs. It's everyone sitting on the couch and everyone's holding hands. And right before that photo was taken, Mason said that I hold hands like a man. And it was absolutely hilarious.
All right, Mason and then Josh.
Okay, so last night, like 4 of my best friends like came, and or like a bunch of my like the guys that graduated last year or years before or whatever. I saw them all, and we all just went out and had a lot of fun last night. So that was fun.
So yesterday, we got here, and we're like practicing for senior rec. And I think we were practicing one of our songs, and I went to step off the stage, and I completely missed the step, and I about died right there. And then Brandy came along right behind me and did the same thing. It really made my day, and it was very funny.
That sounds a lot like the Creek incident in Senior Survival.
It really does.
Eli.
Okay, so also we were practicing for the skit, and so Sela's like walking off the stage or whatever, and she didn't realize how big of a fall it is over there between the 2 sets of stairs, and so she like falls and out, like almost actually falls. And I was like, that's funny. And then she does it again the next time we practiced.
Definition of insanity. That's hilarious. Okay, if there's something about yourself that you could totally brag about, that people don't really know, but you don't brag about it, what would it be?
I think my generosity.
Oh, that's good. Yes, Andrew.
Probably my driving skills. Michael,
yeah, you and every other male in the
Michael
world.
can attest for that.
To say something, he gives me rides every now and then. It's usually like once or twice a week, and every single time, without fail, he will like make this weird turn or something and just like scare me half to death while I'm getting into my house. It's kind of just no, please.
Lily. Oh, sorry.
I would say my sense of direction, because like we can be out in the middle of nowhere, like me and Eli when we were on Senior Survival, there was a thing that we needed to have a sense of direction for, and we were like in the middle of the woods and we were trying to figure out our way back, and I was just like, it's that way, and he's like, no it's not, and I'm like, it's that way, and then we went that way, and I was right, so yeah.
Jenna.
So this doesn't really answer the question because I do brag about it, but
I'm familiar with your father, yeah.
but I did. Oh my gosh, sorry. I did talk about this earlier, but the bruises I get in volleyball, like when you take like a nice dive and it bruises, my hip bones stick out, so I get massive bruises on my hips whenever I dive for volleyballs, and on my knees and on my elbows too. So yeah, and I like to show them off to everyone because I'm really proud of them. So I do brag about them, so yes.
I would make fun of you, but I think every male has a football injury or something that took place when we were a kid that we still brag about too. So, yeah, I think that is a normal thing. Mason, yes.
So my amazing humility and humbleness. Yeah, pretty humble.
Yeah. All right. We're going to do a couple more questions here. And so this next one, what do you think is a quality of a good friend? You've gone through a few years of school now, and you've had a lot of different personalities to deal with, and obviously there's some people, even as adults, that we don't quite mesh with. And so what do you think is one of the most important qualities of a good friend, Lily?
So I would say probably respect overall. Because if you have a friend that doesn't respect your decisions or respect you as a person, they're not really going to be a good friend. And it's the same situation in any relationship. Like if you have a parent relationship where there's no mutual respect, you're not going to have a good parent relationship. And it's just the same in all relationships, so yeah.
Lacey, yes.
I would probably say loyalty, because if you have somebody that you trust, well, you think you can trust, but then they go back after you say something that's really personal to you, they go like tell everybody else, then that's not really a good friend. So like loyalty and like trust.
Eli.
So I don't really have a best friend, but that's just because I'm always around so many amazing people. You know, it's hard to choose one. Like every day I see new amazing qualities in everyone. Like I said earlier, you know, me and Jenna haven't always been super close, but like over the years, as we've like gone through stress together and like been through stuff, we've grown closer. You know, me and Josh have been friends since freshman year, but I mean, nothing about our relationship has really changed except we've grown closer. You know, we're always there for each other. We always talk to one another. Me and Lacey, we're there for one another. There's so many different qualities. You know, you can't just choose one.
One thing that I know Miss Mitchell's been working very hard with this class is to have them stop saying me and someone else. But yeah, every one of the class does that. Me and this person, me and that person. It's hilarious. I love it. Okay, Brandy.
I would say forgiveness, because I don't always think before I say or do something. Like, Lacey, hi. I probably made her mad more times than I can count, and she still's got my back. Like, I ruined my dress this morning, and Lacey's letting me wear hers. So, yeah. And it has pretty sleeves.
It's funny, that's the next question. Who is the class mom?
Oh my gosh.
Definitely Lacey.
Okay.
It's not even close.
Okay.
It's
There's
Lacey.
No question.
I was almost unanimous. Just Lacey, you were the one that didn't vote for you. Okay, this next one. Who has had the greatest impact on your life? Now, this doesn't have to be a classmate, doesn't have to be your parents, but it could be a teacher or a friend or a adult, whatnot. So, who has had the greatest impact on your life? Lily.
So it's kind of hard just to pick one person, because there's so many people that have such a great impact in your life. But I'm going to say two. I would have to say my mom. She's been really amazing in my life, and whenever I need her, she's always there for me. And like, I'll call her and I'll just be like really sad, but she'll always cheer me up because she's just a funny, great person. And I'd have to say my grandparents, because they took me in when I was a kid, and they've taken care of me ever since. And even when I make really, really dumb decisions, they're always there for me.
All right, Lacey. Oh, no, sorry. Mason.
My mom and dad, because, well, my dad, he shows me like, yeah, them.
Brandy.
I have a few, but like a lot of them are grouped together. The first one is my entire family, my brother, my dad, my mom, and my grandma and grandpa, because like a lot has happened in our family, and we're still all together, and we're all like still a family. And then also Holly, because she's an adult, but she's not really an adult. And she just shows that even if, like, when you're, like, aging and growing older, that you don't really have to lose that childish, fun side of you.
I think it was meant as a compliment, so just in case you were wondering. Eli, and then the Lacey.
I also have to say Mason's mom and dad, because, I don't know, just all throughout high school, like, I live far away and everything, and so Holly's always been so open about it, like, hey, you know, if you ever need anything, like, I'm here for you. And it's not just words, like, she actually goes through on it. Like, COVID and everything started happening, I was like, hey, you know, I wanted to, like, you know, hang out with some class and, like, some people from school, and, like, I don't know, do you have any, like, tips or anything? She's like, yeah, you guys could just come to my house for, like, a full day and just party. Let's do it. And it was just awesome. You know, she's always been there for me. She's always been super supportive. And not only that, but I also really see God in them. You know, they inspire me to be a better person, I think. So.
All right, Lacey.
So yeah, again, it is very hard to choose. I have a few. First of all, is my grandma, because she is been a really big help in, like, my spiritual walk. She's very strong in her faith, and throughout growing up, she was always there teaching me stuff and sharing the Bible. She never thought us kids were too young to learn anything, so she was always willing to share. So that she's a really big help for me. And then there's my parents. They're amazing. They've always supported me in everything I do, and just very encouraging. And also Holly. She didn't have to, but she kind of took me under her wing whenever she was here, whenever I was here, and she has become a second mom to me. And I know whenever I'm having any problems or anything, I can just go to her, and she'll be there to listen to me or just vent too.
Well, I think you got a theme here. If you're the class mom, that means you're the class grandma. So, hate to break it to you. All right, this is our last question. This question's actually for everyone. So we'll just start with Brandy, and surprise, you don't even know what the question is yet. And I want you guys to kind of keep this as brief as possible. I'm mostly talking to two people here. But the question is this: how do you guys individually, not as a class, but how do you want to be remembered? We'll start with Josh.
Oh, my.
Sorry, I put you on the spot, Brandy.
How would we want to be remembered? That was the question.
Mm-hmm. You're the president. You have to come up with these fast.
Well, dang it.
No, we're just going to go right down the row.
Oh, we are?
Because then,
Start with me? Okay.
yeah.
Boy, how do we want to be remembered? I think we want to be remembered as a class.
No, you. How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be, I thought you meant as a class. Okay, cool. Well, that makes it a little bit easier. How do I want to be remembered as someone who did what it took to keep our class close. Even through the years, whether we all come to alumni or not, I want to be remembered as the guy who kept us close. So.
Awesome. Fred.
I'd probably say kindness, because I think that's a really, really important value, and everyone likes when you're kind to them. So.
He kind of stole mine. Mine is kindness and just always being there for people, like people always knowing I'm there for them. I want to be remembered for that.
Again, yeah, Josh, Lacey, and Fred had really good answers. So probably for kindness or something like that. So I can be there for people and stuff.
That one guy.
Beautiful answer. I want to be remembered as someone that you can go and like sort of vent to, talk to about stuff, and also like somebody that you can trust in, stuff like that. Yeah.
He just stole mine, but I was gonna say someone that people feel comfortable coming to when they have a problem or when they're sad or when they're struggling with mental health, because I want to be that person that people can feel like they can come to and talk to.
I want to be remembered as the person that someone can count on, because I will always be there for anyone at any time. Even when I'm not doing well, I will always be there for people who aren't doing well.
I've thought about it, and to break it down, I just want to be remembered as a good person.
I think I just want to be remembered as someone that like other people are able to like laugh with and have a good time with, and just an overall fun person to be around.
I just want to be remembered positively, because in the past I was really annoying and burnt a lot of friendships before high school even began. So just in a positive light.
And you know, it's easy as a teacher to see this, but I remember these guys as puny little freshmen that came in 4 years ago, and my goodness, sometimes we teachers get together and we're like, oh, this so-and-so student, wow, 4 more years, but man, it is really nice to see the growth, because I remember, you know, every one of them have pitfalls, and just like we all did, but it is fun to see where they've come from, and I think that's kind of the purpose of this whole little activity that we do every year. Thank you very much, seniors. We really appreciate it, and we will have closing prayer now, and we'll end our Sabbath school session. Thank you very much.
Please bow your heads with me for prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this amazing opportunity to be able to show off our talents, show off all of the things that we want to be remembered by, show off how we have grown as a group, as a class, and as people by ourselves. We also want to thank you for this awesome Sabbath school, and we pray that church will go well, and that you will bless us through Kaylee speaking today. In your name, amen. Thank you all for joining us for Sabbath school this morning, and our church service will begin at 11 a.m. 11:15.
Good morning and happy Sabbath, guys. Thank you for all being here today and worshiping with us. We look forward to the message by Kaylee Perez, and hope that you guys feel blessed. And let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful Sabbath. Thank you for all allowing us to gather here and worship you. Please speak through those up front today and bless everyone here with the message you have for us. Help us to remember that even though we are meeting in honor of our class, that you are the reason we are here today. Thank you for the many things you give us. We love you, Lord. Pray this in your name. Amen.
Our class aim is, in our hands we hold today, in our dreams we hold tomorrow, in our faith we hold forever. We chose this quote because our class is the future. Throughout our time in high school, we've had to trust God day by day to make it each week. With each challenge we faced, our faith grew through God's answered prayers.
Our class motto is, nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward, every failed experience is one step closer to success. This quote is by Denzel Washington. We chose this quote because as a class we have gone through failures, as senior survival, in our schoolwork, even in our friendships. Even though we faced all that, we were able to push through and learn from our mistakes. Also, it helps that our class loves Denzel Washington.
Our class verse is Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Throughout the years of high school, we have had so many struggles we had to face, but through it all, we have stuck together as a class and have praised God for leading us through these trials.
All right, so as we're waiting for everyone to set up, I'm going to kind of introduce everyone, because we didn't really do that last night, and there's a lot more people here today. So, one of our vocalists is Jenna. Of course, she's a senior. Go figure. We have Lacey over here, and we have Mason on acoustic guitar. We have Andrew on electric guitar. We have Fred here right behind me on electric guitar. And then we have Jeremy back here. He's actually a sophomore, and he's on percussion. And then we have, of course, our sponsor, Mr. Mark Waterhouse on piano, and Michael, vocalist.
Who are you?
My name is Josh. I'm also a vocalist.
And he's a senior.
And I'm a senior.
Wow. Please stand.
My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name.
song this morning is Whom Shall I Fear?
Thank you guys. You guys sound awesome, by the way.
I can actually hear you guys. It's amazing.
You hear me when I call. You are my morning song. Though darkness fills the night, it cannot hide the light. Whom shall I fear? You crush the enemy underneath my feet. You are my sword and shield. Though troubles linger still, whom shall I fear? I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. My strength is in your name, for you alone can save. You will deliver me. Yours is the victory. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. Nothing formed against me shall stand. You hold the whole world in your hands. I'm holding on to your promises. You are faithful. You are faithful. Nothing formed against me shall stand. You hold the whole world in your hands. I'm holding on to your promises. You are faithful. You are faithful. You are faithful. I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The God of angel armies is always by my side.
Our next song is Lord, I Need You, and you guys can be seated for this one. our final song is Lead Me to the Cross. Thank you guys so much for singing with us.
Happy Sabbath, everyone. Today's offering is going to the World Budget, which supports ministries around the globe. We will not be picking up the offering. However, we have baskets in the back of the church so you can put your offering and tithe there. Let's pray. God, I just want to thank you that we can always trust in you. Please bless the offering and all it will do in the future. We love you, Lord. Amen.
Remember me in a Bible cracked and faded by the years. Remember me in a sanctuary filled with silent prayer. And age to age and heart to heart, bound by grace and peace. Child of wonder, child of God, I remembered you. Remember me. Remember me when the color of a sunset fills the sky. Remember me when you pray and tears of joy fall from your eyes. And age to age and heart to heart, bound by grace and peace. Child of wonder, child of God, I remembered you. Remember me. Remember me when the children leave their Sabbath school with smiles. Remember me when they're old enough to teach, old enough to preach, old enough to leave, and age to age and heart to heart, bound by grace and peace. Child of wonder, child of God, I remembered you. Remember me. Age to age and heart to heart, child of wonder, child of God. Remember me. Age to age and heart to heart, child of wonder, child of God.
Today's speaker is someone our entire class holds very close to our hearts. We asked her to speak for us today because when we went rafting as a class, she decided to take on this huge challenge with us. Through our experience, we all formed a closer bond with her, and we decided together that if anyone was going to speak for our class, it had to be her. So without further ado, Kaylee Perez.
Hello, am I on? Okay. Okay, that special music, I was just about crying here in the pew. That was so cute, you guys. I think it was my first year visiting here. I came for a Christmas something or other, and there was this cute little boy singing on the stage, the David's Hallelujah. And then I came back this year, and they're like, oh yeah, that little boy's a senior. And I was like, you're lying. There he is. David's Hallelujah singing over there. Okay, we're gonna, oh my God. We're gonna start with an activity, okay? I have volunteered one of you, and you don't know yet. It's you. Jenna? Do you trust me? You do? Yeah, come. Okay, we're gonna do a trust fall. Yeah? Okay, you still trust me? Okay, you're gonna blindfold yourself. No, Tita, don't throw. No, don't go yet. Don't mess up your makeup, it looks good. You still trust me? Fall. We're gonna put up. Is that me? I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna spin you around a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna throw you off the stage. You still trust me? Okay. Ready? Good job. You can take it off. You can sit. Jenna, were you scared? Yeah. Love the honesty, but you did it anyways, so I appreciate that. I'm gonna tell you a random story now. I got it off of Pinterest. I don't know who it's about. I was 13 years old trying to teach my 6-year-old little sister how to dive off the side of a pool. It was taking quite a while as my sister was really nervous, but we were at a really big public pool, and nearby there was an old woman who was about 75 years old swimming laps. Occasionally, she would stop and watch us. And finally, she swam over to us, just when I was really putting the pressure on my sister to do the dive. But my little sister would yell, "I'm afraid, I'm so afraid." And the old woman looked at my sister, raised her fist defiantly in the air, and said, "So be afraid and do it anyways." And it's not about being unafraid, it's about being afraid and doing it anyways. Your class verse, Deuteronomy 31:6, which you've heard 100 times, so you're going to hear it 10 more times here. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. I've told you my story. You heard the long story at Idahaven, but I'm going to tell you smaller details now, okay? I am not an outgoing person, and you know that, and that's why you pinned me in the bus to get me here, because had we been somewhere else, I'd be like, no, it's okay, I can't do it. But you pinned me in the bus. There was no way out except for the highway, okay? I don't make friends easy. I hate small talk. If I'm asking you about your day, no, I'm trying very hard to be friends with you. Because why? Why do we need to know about the weather? It's not important, okay? So that made it really hard to make friends in college because people are like, yes, how are you doing? Where are you from? Why do you want to know? Are you trying to stalk me? Why do you want to know where I live? Yeah, I live on level 4. Why do you care? So it was really hard to make friends, right? I did acro in high school, so I had some skills, and then I went to college, and I was like, maybe I'll try out. But I don't want to go by myself. But my roommate's like, don't worry, I'll go with you. I show up to tryouts at 8 o'clock at night. Where's homegirl? Not there, because it was just me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll be mad later. I'm going to get her later for this. It's fine. Anyways, I had a decision to make right there. Do I go home? Do I go back to my room, eat ramen, work out only when I have to, or do I stay and possibly make the team, and then have a group, something to do besides school here? I chose to stay. Mind you, I was so afraid the entire time, I'm pretty sure I was shaking while I was doing push-ups. Like, it could have been because of my weakness too, like, I don't know, but we don't have to talk about that, Anyways, so I chose to stay, and choosing to stay allowed me to gain new skills. I got so far out of my comfort zone, they made me a captain my sophomore year, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, guys, but let's go, You got so far pushed out. And then these people became my family. These people that I had to trust so fast became people that I really needed. And I was like, man, thank God I chose to stay and try out, because what if I hadn't? I would have missed out on all these people. And that was like the one time I really got out of my comfort zone in college, because even in my major, I didn't.
I knew maybe like 2.5 people by my 3rd year. After 3 years in college, you should know people in your major. You do your classes with them all day. I didn't, because I was like, I don't want to get to know them. It's too hard. It's too awkward. They're going to be like, ew, where's she from? Why does she have a southern drawl, but she lives in Idaho? Like, what? Like, what's wrong with her? And she's brown. Where's she getting that drawl from, you know? So I was like, they're just going to reject me, and I hate being rejected, so I'd rather reject all of you. I'm going to be by myself. I don't need you, you know? And so I stayed like that for 3 years. And then we went to Africa. And then we did a backpacking trip for a week on a mountain with people I didn't know. And I was like, oh, this is so hard. But that really turbulent time brought us together. And then by the end of those 2.5 months in another country where the porta potties are a hole in the floor, they were like family to me. And then I felt bad because I was like, I missed out on these really cool people because I was too scared. I was too scared to do small talk. Small talk is not that big a deal now. But, you know, for me in that moment, I was like, it's so hard. You know, I'm too scared. I can't do it. I can't do it. Looking back, you can always see 2020, right? You're always like, oh, I could have done that better. God showed me, looking back, that I have the opportunity moving forward to do better. I don't have to decide to be afraid all the time. I can choose to be better, but I have to choose to do better. Being afraid is inevitable. You'll miss a step going down the stairs, which was a really common theme this morning, and I'm kind of glad I put it in the sermon, because all y'all have problems. You should get checked out. You know, you drop your phone face down without a case. With the expenses of phones these days, you should be very afraid if that happens, okay? You go to Target, and the guy's like, I need your email. Why? Why do you need my email? You know? You're going out to restaurants. This is a hard one for me. They gave you the wrong food. Are you going to tell the waiter? To assume that we should be unafraid for the sake of not being afraid is like telling an angry woman to calm down. There's no validity to it, and your life is now in danger, and you should be afraid. Referring back to your class text, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid because of them. You will be my them today. I'm so sorry. Do not be afraid because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you, will never leave you nor forsake you. The verse doesn't say, don't be afraid or terrified for kicks and giggles. It says, because of them, do not be afraid. Why? Because the Lord your God goes with you, and he will never leave you. Do not let the thems in your life prohibit you from the promised land. Do not, imagine so this text is talking about the Israelites, right? You guys know where your verses came from? Moses is leaving. He's 120 years old. He's like, I'm tired of leading. You know, I'm 23 and I'm ready to retire. I'm like, I think I'm done doing public speaking. This is the last time I'm speaking. Okay, this is too stressful. So at 120, he's like, it's my time to go. And what if the Israelites had just been like, I'm sorry, you can't leave. We don't want Joshua to lead us. And also, we don't want to cross the river because on the other side, there's these really crazy people and we can't do it. Imagine if they had just stopped there. It happened before in their past. So what's stopping them now to continue going? What's making them to want to keep going? The Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. Do you know what the word forsaken means? Do you want to tell me? Be active. Yeah, tell me. You don't know? Okay. Oh, yes. It means abandon. I thought you knew. I was ready. He says it's abandoned. The Lord goes with you, and he will never abandon you. He will go with you. He will never leave you. And just for posterity, he added it one more time. I will never abandon you. What kind of God are we talking about? Who does he get the authority? Where does he get the authority to tell us to not be afraid? Because I know if Christian told me to not be afraid, I'd be very afraid. He used to do this thing with the nunchucks. He'd be like, God, check this out. And he'd be like, I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. And you're like, you're going to hit me. Because he would hit me. So, we didn't have that kind of trust. He wasn't the God of the world for me to be like, yes, I trust you. You're not going to hit me. I always got hit. I just want you to know that. Okay? Looking from their perspective, so they're about to ditch Moses over here, join Joshua over here. They have all this past to look at, right? They came out of Egypt. They survived the plagues. They made it through the Red Sea on dry land, mind you. How does that happen? Okay? They got manna from the sky, which is holy bread. Like, we don't have manna today. And when they got tired of that and decided to complain, the Lord was like, fine, here's some quail. You can have quail now, okay? After that, massive kingdoms were moved out of their way so that they could then occupy that land. And who did that for them? The very same God that was asking them now to have courage and strength. Now, if we're going to look at that verse from our perspective and back, we have the whole Bible and then some. I'll pick that up later. We have a God that conquered the walls of Jericho. We have a God that stood in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We have a God who walked with Esther as she spoke to an ignorant king, and we have a God that got you to this moment. We have a God that has taken you through your worst day, the one that you never thought would end. He got you here. That God is the one telling you to be strong, to be courageous, and to not be afraid because of them. The thems that create the doubt, the thems that keep you in the same job for too long, the thems that tell you you will not succeed in this world. But let's get something straight. Sometimes the them is not them. Sometimes it's you. Oftentimes, we stand in our own way with God. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm too scared. I don't want to do it. It's okay, Lord. Send someone else. Send somebody else. He didn't say to the Israelites, don't be scared because you got it. He didn't say, oh, I believe in you. You can do it. It's okay. Don't worry, honey. You're doing so good. He said, don't be scared because I can do it. And I already did it. You're on the verge of making big decisions. And it's always over-exaggerated, mind you. I just came from this part of my life. It's always over-exaggerated. You'll be fine. You still have half of your high school senior year left. You can make choices now to talk to that person that you've been scared to talk to. You can go for that job that you're like, am I going to miss out on college to just do a job? If that job is your calling, do it. If you want to go to a college that's a little bit farther away, but you're scared because it's far, do it. It's not about being unafraid. It's about being afraid and going anyways. With God, the ability to be afraid and step forward is made possible. He will give you the courage to go for that job. He will give you the courage to make that friend, and he will give you the courage to go even if you're afraid. Why? Because the God of the angel armies went before us. He went behind us first. He's in front of us, and he is next to us, and he will never forsake us.
Well, that was a good message, Kaylee. Thank you for that. Will you please bow your heads with me as we pray? Lord, I just want to thank you for this amazing opportunity we have had to celebrate the recognition of our senior class. Thank you for delivering us through this stressful week, which has paid off wonderfully. As we leave here today, I ask that we can just follow your guidance through the days to come, and I thank you for just all my wonderful class and for Gem State Academy. In your name I pray, amen. Have a happy Sabbath, everyone, and thank you all for coming.